3 weeks ago, images of shackled Indians boarding U.S. military planes for deportation sparked outrage in India and beyond. Well, the scenes were a result of Donald Trump's hard line on immigration, and they fueled fear in Indian villages where many are waiting for their chance to chase the American dream. DW's Adil Bhatt traveled to Haryana state to meet people who have felt the brunt of Trump's new policies and found a place where thousands are still willing to risk their lives for a more prosperous future.
Okay, so today we are back to India. We're going to be covering an issue that is quite sad and depressing because so many Indians in Indian villages are being tricked. They are being told that, you know, they can move to Canada, they can move to America, and they are paying these agents thousands of dollars, sometimes up to $60,000. I'm going to show you 2 videos here. Now, these people, they're selling their farms, they're selling like everything basically they own to send their kids to America or Canada, and they're sending them, you know, illegally. So some are going through to America through Mexico, others are going to America through Canada. They go to Canada first and then they travel down into America. Now, before I begin, please consider liking and subscribing so we can grow this channel. And let's get back to this video.
Baluram and Sheila's family have farmed this land for generations. Now it's no longer theirs. The couple sold it off to pay for their son Vikram's illegal journey to the United States, where he dreamed of building a better life for himself. Vikram made it there, via Mexico. But the joy of having arrived in the US didn't last long. In November last year, Vikram was detained.
If our son gets deported, we will have no means to survive.
Since Donald Trump has returned to the White House, his parents worry that Vikram will be next.
Every time a deportation flight takes off, we live in fear that our son might be on board. We sent him to the US out of sheer helplessness. The government here is not providing jobs, so sending him abroad for work, even as a labourer, seemed like it would bring good fortune to all of us.
Vikram's parents paid $70,000 for their son's journey to the US.
Hold on. Did you hear that? $70,000 they paid for this journey. 70,000, like 70,000. They paid that amount for him to enter illegally. Like, that's so much money. Like, so many people in America, I don't even think I've ever seen 70,000 in my bank account, to be honest. But they're selling their farms, they're selling generational that they've owned for generations. They're selling their farms because of all these people giving them false promises. And the moment some of them enter America, immediately they get arrested by ICE and then they are deported back. Some are taking loans, and then they arrive immediately deported. Can you imagine that? Now you're $70,000 in debt. I'm going to show you another video of something similar that happened. They took this debt and then now they got deported. Like, it's very, very sad. I've covered this, and the Indian government has to do something. There are so many corrupt agencies that keep promising them heaven on earth if they come to Canada, Australia, America, that they are willing to do anything and everything. They are selling everything without knowing, really. Some don't even speak English, so they arrive and they are totally unable to communicate. They are tricked. It's sad. I know some people are angry. They say like they're not victims. Why are they entering illegally? But most of these people are victims. They don't know they're being tricked. They can barely speak English, most of them. Okay, enough of my ranting. Let's go back to the video.
It was all in vain.
Since my son was detained, I have fallen sick. I visit my doctor regularly. My blood pressure has risen, and my health has been deteriorating.
In the past 3 weeks, more than 350 undocumented Indian migrants were deported back home, most of them in shackles and on military planes. Among them is 20-year-old Akash. He tells me about the 9-month journey he embarked on to reach the US.
9 months in the jungle, just walking, and some people are dying next to you. 9 months to reach, and then you get deported. Like, Jesus Christ.
Walking through jungles and crossing rivers. Not everyone made it through alive, he says.
We experienced many difficulties. On the route, I witnessed members of my group die because of hunger. Our agents kept us without water and food for days. Sometimes we had to cross entire forests without any food. Half of my brain feels paralyzed now. I don't recall half the things I saw, and my heart still trembles with horror.
9 days after having reached his destination, Akash was deported back to India.
Can you believe that? He spent all those months in the forest, walking, seeing people die next to you, left, right, and then after you survive, you enter, 9 days later, deported. With all the money they've spent. Oh, I'm sorry I'm pausing too much. It's just, I'm reacting to it as I'm seeing it also. It's quite sad situation overall. The Indian government has to do something because these people are, I really blame the Indian government because they're the ones that are closing these agencies that are sending them illegally. If the government cracked down on these agencies, all these people will not be experiencing this. Now the guy has mental trauma after all he has experienced and he's in debt. But let's see.
Despite stories like Akash's, the illegal migration business is thriving in villages of India's northern Haryana state. A vast network of human traffickers is active here, with so-called migration agents making a fortune out of people's dreams of a better life in the US. One such agent agrees to speak to us.
There are times when I feel bad, but it is my business. We're able to do this because people come to us. We don't force anyone to take an illegal route. The craze for the US among people is so strong that they don't care about their lives. 10 years ago, we received around 500 requests a month. Nowadays, it's up to 5,000.
I don't think I could be a reporter because I would definitely snitch. I would go tell authorities this idiot here because this guy is like a drug dealer. He's just taking their money. He's saying, I'm not the one doing it, so it's not my fault. He's just taking their money. He knows what's going to happen, but he's just getting 70,000, 60,000. Like he's making serious money. And he's walking free, enjoying life in India while the others are in a forest. It's really sad.
The scale of it has alarmed authorities, who have tasked police officers with cracking down on illegal migration agents. Police officer Mukesh Kumar says it's an uphill struggle. Smugglers are sophisticated and easily get out of prison on bail.
They should take stricter action against these agents, make it a non-bailable offence and seize their property. There should be no bail, as they are ruining the lives of our youth.
For Akash, stricter action comes too late. He will have to resume life in India, now buried in heavy debt and reeling from the trauma of a journey that shattered his American dream.
Okay, so that's the video. I'm going to stop it there, but we're going to go to another video to see another Indian in the same situation, but this one is from an Australian broadcasting company. So, man, it's so sad. Like, these people are paying so much money. They travel, experience trauma, get deported, they're in debt. The agent has already taken the money, so, and the government is not doing enough. It's man.
Jungles, rivers, deserts, and a path so treacherous it's dubbed the donkey route. For thousands of Indians, this perilous journey holds the promise of the American dream. But for Harjeet Singh, it ended in a nightmare.
They'd keep us locked up like animals in a cage.
Harjeet left Amritsar last October in search of a better life. He flew, drove and walked across 4 continents from New Delhi to Amsterdam, through South Africa and deep into South America. His goal? To cross into the US illegally.
Wow, you see that journey? Like, you go to Amsterdam, and then South Africa, and then South America, and then you walk all the way up to Mexico, and then you cross illegally, and then you're deported. Like, oh man, I know the man. It's I don't even know what to say. It's too much money. I think if probably they would invest in it in somewhere in New Delhi and just start your own business, because that's $70,000, $60,000. If you give me $60,000 even in America, I can do something with it. Man, it's incredible stuff.
I didn't try going directly the legal way. My English isn't great. I didn't really study. I was a naughty kid.
Harjeet's mum paid an agent $60,000 to smuggle him in.
Like I said, $60,000. $60,000. I'm pretty sure maybe $60,000 is not a lot in India, because the amounts that they're just saying like it's a joke. I paid 70,000, I paid 60,000. That's a lot of money. I know I'm giving out how poor I am, but you can already tell I don't even have YouTube Premium. That's how poor I am. But anyway, back to the video. This is no laughing matter.
Every parent dreams big for their kids. We thought he would settle abroad and bring better days for us.
Along the way, Harjeet braved the notorious Darien Gap, a near 100-kilometre stretch of unforgiving jungle, riddled with bandits, drug traffickers and murderers.
There was a lot of danger, but I had the courage to back myself. I wanted to go no matter what.
After 3 months on the road, Harjeet reached the US, only to be detained at the border and thrown into an immigration facility as part of President Donald Trump's deportation drive.
Can you believe that? The other one walked for 9 months. 9 months journey. And then he got in America, stayed for 9 days. 9 days we've not even eaten, I don't know, at a McDonald's or whatever. 9 days, you get deported after spending 9 months. This one spent 3 months. 3 months in the jungles walking, and then immediately you've not even charged your phone in America and you get deported. Like, it's so unbelievable. After paying, how much was it? 60,000? Man, the Indian government needs to crack down hard on these illegal agents who are just promising them heaven on earth. That's all I can say. I have nothing against these migrants. I'm an immigrant myself. I have nothing against them because they are desperate for life. I mean, desperation makes you do you can do things you can't even imagine. The people I'm very mad at are the Indian government and the agents.
I started crying and screaming in pain. I can't tell you what I went through.
Harjeet's mum didn't hear from him for 18 days. Then she found out he was being sent home. Vision released by the White House of deportees in handcuffs and chains, prompting outrage in India.
I can't see a way forward. This morning, my son said he felt like hanging himself. I tried to give him courage.
This isn't just one family's story. It's the reality for hundreds of Indians being returned back to villages just like this one. After risking everything to illegally enter the US, many are returning with no job, little support and an uncertain future. As many as 19,000 undocumented Indians could be deported in coming months, leaving them to restart their lives from scratch. Meghna Bali, ABC.
That's so sad. Like, 19,000 illegal, they probably paid the same amounts, And then after all that, in the end, it doesn't even matter. Like the song says, like it's so sad. You go back to ground zero. It's better you should have even just stayed and used the money to start a business or something else. Man, I don't know what to say. I've rambled enough. So please, if you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel so we can grow it. And of course, share this on all the networks. I'll see ya.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!